this. Okay, cool. So yes, it's always fun, but the energy, yesterday and today, yesterday being 222, today being 223, aren't we sifting through a great deal of energy? It's pretty intense. So that's why I wanted to do this today, because this symbol that I'm going to introduce to some of you already know it and work with it. This helps to break up dense energy in the body around Ascension Symptoms. So super quick intro to what this is. Ascending Earth Reiki is a modality that was created through me in 2018. And when I say through me, that means that I don't take full credit for this creation. I work with a spirit team, and this is something that came through me. The symbols came through me. The energy behind the symbols came through me, meaning I directed or guided or was the ambassador of these energies, but I don't consider this to be mine. It is not referred to in the possessive. It is ours, and ours in the sense that this is really the only form of Reiki. And I'm a master teacher, energy healer, practitioner many times over, especially with Reiki. All tracks of Lightarian Reiki, a UC Reiki initiate to the master teacher level, Karuna Reiki, and other forms of Reiki that I absolutely love. But nothing I've really come across in terms of Reiki as a modality is something that heals so profoundly the connection between humans and Mothership Earth. So I really felt that when this came through, this satisfied a need to heal our connection with the earth, obviously to heal the connection with ourselves, because we cannot have any kind of healing experience with something we consider to be outside of ourselves unless our healing experience is one of wholeness within. Yes? And I'm going to open up the chat box here so that you can chat with me and ask questions as we go. So there are 6 original symbols. And when you go to the link on my page to look, let's see. Let me see if I can tag. I know there's some people trying to get in. There we go. When you look at the link on my page to look at the information about Ascending Earth Reiki, there is I consider a brief description for all of these symbols, including 3 new ones. And so what's interesting is that I taught this 5 years ago now. 5 years ago now, I taught this, and I had been getting messages for a long time. To me, Austin linear time here in 3D is not the same as how my spirit team communicates with me. And when they say there's new symbols coming soon, I have no context for that, because soon to them has really not the same definition as soon to us, right? So there is the link in the chat box, and you can look at the full descriptions of the 6 original symbols for Ascending Earth Reiki and the 3 new ones. So when these new symbols came in, it was really interesting, because I was getting messages from my team that, okay, they're coming in, but this was years ago. And those of you who know me and have followed me, I'm a prolific creator. I'm always creating courses. I'm always creating content, talks, all things on YouTube, and hundreds of videos on YouTube, hundreds of videos now on TikTok, and Facebook, and having groups, whatever. And I'm no stranger to creating lots and lots of content. But everything got kind of pushed back over the last 15 months and put on hold. And then the messages started ramping up, like, it's coming. There's more energy coming. The symbols are coming. And I'm like, okay, hello, when might that be? And then they did. And then they came through all at once, kind of fast and furious. And these have brought in an upgrade and a refreshing energy to this system that I originally introduced 5 years ago. So it is obviously the time to work with something like specifically the Ascension Body Recalibration Symbol, because we are experiencing such distortions and such incredible disruptions in the 4-body system. So in the physical, the mental, the emotional, and the spiritual. And so when we break up this dense energy, because the physical is like the last layer of density we experience, when something lands in our experience, the physical is the last place that it lands, if you want to talk about it that way. So this is where we feel ascension symptoms in the body, but we can also feel distortions in the mental field, the thought field. We can experience distortions in the emotional field, in the causal realm as well. It can affect how we're downloading information in terms of our genetic legacy, and what's already coded there and available, but it may be coming up as things in the mental or emotional field that maybe are not ours, but we inherited them. Long story short, this all can cause distortions and disruptions that we call ascension symptoms. And ascension symptoms occur when the body is shifting into a higher vibrational state that is more crystalline or liquid sometimes in cellular structure and less dense. So we're receiving an upgrade in our current operating system as we transition into 5D, and even in 6D. A lot of us are working in 4, 5, and 6D at this point. Because of the energetic soup that we find ourselves in here on planet Earth at this time, we're actually in a dimensional realm, a reality realm that is closer to 4D than 5D, because 4D really is this kind of canopy of light that is an energetic soup that forms a boundary around 3D and helps us move into 5D, but we have to sift through a lot of bullshit first. We have to go through all the light and all the dark. So we are coming into this period, and I'm sure if you have eyes open to see, an experience of extreme polarization and dualization of this duality realm. It's all coming up for our divine witnessing. And if we're not divine witnessing it, meaning we're not looking at this in the perspective of, hey, our higher self knows that it's all this, it's all the light, it's all the dark. We are all of that. We embody all of that. And so does this planet. And in a way, it's okay, even though shit might not feel okay. But if we're looking at it through the lens of our human, then we're going to see this polarization. We're going to be swept up into it. We're going to suffer from ascension symptoms, and not just in the physical, but in the mental, the emotional, the spiritual, the causal as well. And so this is a symbol that incorporates this energy of the shift so that we can eliminate levels of this physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual crisis that often comes along with moving out of this density, this wake-up call, essentially the whole planet is going through, and very personally as well, that makes us feel like we're losing our minds. That makes us feel like we have no mooring, right? Who feels that way right now? Okay. And ladies and gentlemen, I have been doing this work for a long fucking time, a really long time. I have dedicated my work to this for over 20 years now. And I still come up against this stuff sometimes where I feel unmoored, where I feel I don't have an anchor, where I feel like, okay, which way is the wind blowing today? Because I have no clue. And then I sit with it. I let myself be with it. I let myself move through it, because I cannot, with the work that I do and stay in integrity with the work that I do, allow myself to be unmoored for too long. So I have tools to help me move back into it. And one of these tools that I use is the Ascension Body Recalibration Symbol. And I get to share it with you all today. So this is one of 6 of the original symbols for Ascending Earth Reiki. And this is going to break up the dense energy in the body and the mind and the emotional field, spiritual field, the causal field, that allow us to go into the memory of. Because right now, when we're going back to ways of being, what we're really going back to is a memory of self. We're not regressing. We're going back to things that the nervous system is kind of saying to us, like, hey, you didn't have the full equipment to deal with this shit before when it first happened. So now you've come into more of a light body expression of who you are, more of your wholeness, and into a place where you can handle this emotional theme, this trigger that you could not handle before with the information, the knowledge that you had before. So a lot of us are feeling like we're going into a place of regression. That's not what is happening. The nervous system kind of bookmarked a place for you, like, okay, we haven't moved past this trauma, so I'll wait it out until we can get to a place where we can deal with this. And now that the whole body is vibrating with a higher energetic, the whole earth, mothership earth, is vibrating with a higher energetic. Now we can handle this healing and release. And where we feel really unmoored is that it is happening all at once. Because we're in more of the energetics of 4D, we're seeing not only our human personal level that was not available for healing before coming up and saying, hey, remember me? Your attention and your love, please. I want to return to wholeness. But the earth is also saying, hey, here's where I'm not healed. Here's where I'm not whole. Remember me? This problem has never been solved. So let's put our heads and hearts together and figure this shit out. So when I sat with this coming back in, the kind of refreshing energy around these symbols, the refreshing energy around the whole modality at large, the new symbols coming in, it made perfect sense to me that this is all happening now. Because we are going through such a profound portal of healing, and not just on a personal level, on a collective level as well. So the Ascension Body Recalibration Symbol, it will help your light body, which is composed of energetic, etheric bodies and sheaths, teach your physical body how to recalibrate and increase its light quotient, its overall vibration, to better accommodate the ever-increasing frequencies on this planet, the energy downloads that are coming in. I did a post a little while ago about the light bridge, which is forming. When we think of the energy coming in as like light transmissions that come from photonic energy, the photon belt specifically, but it comes from other places as well. That's just one of the filters through which we experience higher downloads of information. They used to come in surges and pulses. They still do sometimes. But now the energy is stabilizing, so it's forming kind of a light bridge. If you want to read that post I did like maybe a week, 2 weeks ago, I'm happy to tag you on that. Just let me know in the comments or reach out to me. So where these pulses and surges were happening before, it is stabilizing, or at least in our linear conceptualization of reality here in this 3D reality realm, 4D now. That's how we see it, as a light bridge forming, a stabilization, a more secure and constant pulse of energy, because we are finally in an energetic, a frequency on this planet where we have risen up past our density to a certain degree where we can stabilize this energy. It's not that that energy has to work to communicate with us. It's that we have to, quote unquote, work in order to stabilize that. Does that make sense? So I'm going to create a fuller definition of the recalibration symbol, but I really want to share this with you today. And so all you need to do, and if you have water, I highly recommend you drink some. All you need to do is get really present. If you've ever had a Reiki healing before, you know that it is about a sense of creating preparation, a sense of anticipation in the body of healing is coming. And in the sense, the healing is already here, because if you've agreed on an energetic level to show up here today, then you're already in the agreement with the energy that is represented in this symbol. Does that make sense? So you're already kind of in your DNA making connection and communication with the pattern available in this Ascension Body Recalibration Symbol. I'm going to show it to you briefly, just because I want you to see it. And in the post that I shared with the picture of the Ascension Body Recalibration post and announcement for today, I did have it in there, but you may not have seen it. So this is what it looks like, okay? And you maybe can see the little arrows on there, I don't know, but that's the instruction that I give to my students when I attune them in how to draw it. These symbols are a little bit involved, and the energy of how you draw the symbol and the direction that it goes in is pertinent to the energy conduit that is represented by the symbol itself. Counterclockwise and clockwise energies can mean two different things. Counterclockwise can be an unwinding, and clockwise can be an upgrading. So that is incorporated into not just how the lines are on the symbol, but how those lines are drawn and in the succession that they're drawn. This was very important to me when that came in. And that's true of all Reiki symbols, by the way. So just prepare yourself by getting present. If you're driving, I would skip this part, just because any kind of energetic healing, we can't always predict how we're going to act. And as a full disclaimer, I don't want to be in trouble for anyone's car accident or anything like that. So just get really present. You can come back to this later. I will record it. And if you have to skip out because you're driving and doing something else, don't worry. It's going to be up on my YouTube channel. Okay. And also on my Facebook page. So just go ahead and close your eyes and get very present. And tune into the breath. When you breathe in, imagine it is a gesture of receiving. You are available for this energy. And when you breathe out, it is creating deeper connection to the integrity of this group. And in that connection and establishing that connection, that you send out love from your highest level and expression of self for the good of the group. These symbols are all in service to the planet. They are all in service to each other. So when you join in with an ascending earth Reiki energy, you are joining in very much to the healing of the collective that is Mother Earth. Yes? Can we agree with that? Wonderful. And keep connecting with the breath. And as you do, just allow yourself to go deeper into your awareness, into the deepest level of awareness of self that is available to you right now. This will involve no effort. This will involve no work. You are simply intending that you connect with this highest available level of self here now. That is all there is anyway. Now. Okay? And as you do that, I want you to open yourself up to where you feel in the body any distortions or disruptions presently. Your mental thought field, your emotional body. Maybe you feel angry today. Maybe you feel frustration. And these could be feelings that you can't put your finger on why they're here. That doesn't matter. Because you may be feeling into energy in the collective. It may not be yours to work on. This symbol will heal it either way. It will help the energy move out or allow you to heal it and move the energy out if it is not yours to work on. If you're feeling any distortions or disruptions in the physical body, maybe you have a recurring or chronic place in the body, representative of connective tissue, joints, muscles, tissue, whatever, organs. You can connect with that here and now. Allow yourself to be present with whatever is coming up into your awareness that is inviting your specific focus or attention in this moment. You could place your hands on that part of the body if you feel that as well. You could place your hands on your heart, on your belly, wherever you feel called. And allowing yourself to go even deeper. With your permission, and I'm assuming I have that because you are all here, but I'm going to ask for the group collective permission to begin the transmission of this symbol now. And I'm hearing full body yeses from everyone, so that's wonderful. And here we go. My stuff out of the way. And I'm going to keep drawing it, just like in the UC Reiki lineage, drawing it 3 times for the minimum or saying it 3 times. But I'm going to keep drawing it. Okay? You may notice the energy building. That's perfectly fine. I'm just bringing in some light language because I feel called to channel that. Say una. And say una. Say una. Nana no ashtana say that I say una. 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 Ukana no ashtana say una. Ikamana de washtana ikana wastana get say una. 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 Breathe in and out. You may feel warmth in the body. This is totally normal. Let yourself sit with the energy here. Notice energy that feels like it's pivoting, moving, shifting, and just invite anything that is not yours to work on. This may be something you brought in, downloaded, inherited, empathically decided was yours to take on, a burden that is not your own. You can simply invite it to leave if it is not yours to work on. Say una. Say una. Say una. And now simply take a deep breath in and out. And just take note of how you feel in your body. You can open your eyes, come back into full waking awareness. You may want to sit up straight in your seat. Make sure your spine is straight, erect, so that anything that needs to move out in a Kundalini type ascension of energy can do that through the spine and through the solar gateway, the energetic halo around the spine. And how is everybody doing? What did that feel like for you? Did it feel like it opened up some energy? Feel free to use the chat box. You could even unmute yourself if you wanted to, because there's just a few of us here. Any noticeable shifts? It felt like a kind of dark cloud kind of moved up and out. Yes, DC.
I feel a lot more stable.
Good.
For a while, I wasn't sure, like I was having a really hard time just like feeling stable, you know? So now I feel like I'm on the ground, like stable.
Yeah, grounded. Yes. It's a very grounding symbol. So thank you. Thank you for sharing that. I'm glad that that moved some energy for you. How wonderful. Thank you. Melissa says, I felt warmth and I started laughing. Wonderful. That's a release, right? It's always a release when we can laugh and we remember our joy. That is a sign that it's the higher self or the God self taking over in a situation where sometimes our human feels it has to take on all of the burdens for everything in the collective and our personal reality. Yes. Barbara says, I feel so calm and grounded. Wonderful. Jeffrey says, I felt peaceful. Lovely. Thank you so much for sharing all of this, everyone. So I will be doing another healing with this week. I want to keep these kind of short and sweet. If anyone has questions, I'm happy to answer any questions with this. In order to be able to draw this and use this, you have to be attuned to it. So that is why I teach Ascending Earth Reiki, because I'm attuning and teaching another round of students starting March 23rd, so a month from today. That will also incorporate the 3 new symbols coming in. I felt the energy moving out from my body, like sparkling in and out. Ooh, I love that. Oh, sparking in and out. Sparking, sparkling. I can't read. Sometimes after I do this energy and especially when I'm doing light language, it takes a while for my vision to come back. So that's an interesting thing, because a lot of it goes towards my hearing, because I'm a mostly clairaudient. And so it's like all of my clairs, all the energy of that goes towards my hearing, because I hear everything rather than see. I'm not as clairvoyant. Started laughing too. I felt soothing warmth in my feet and right side of my head. Ooh, I love that. And so the warmth in your feet is always a great indication that we're grounded. It feels like we are plugging in with our legs as like grounding cords, plugging into the earth and feeling that connection. That is exactly what this modality is all about. It is increasing our connection with this earth. It has come to pass that we have more and more things that are making us feel disembodied, and not just the sense that we are disembodied from our human vessel, but we are disembodied from our planetary vessel. We don't have to look too far into the world and see the distortions and the conflict and the contrast there to see how this is playing out. Yes. And so this is really kind of a standalone Reiki modality that really attempts to fuse this connection back in, because when we feel connection with anything, we tend to not want to do it harm. We tend to want to be really loving, and we want to give it everything it needs. And we have lost our way with that on this planet, but I don't think we are lost causes. And every time I bring in these symbols, that is a reminder that comes from my guidance, my spirit team, that this is not a lost cause. We have not fucked it all up beyond repair. This is not a FUBAR situation yet. We have not. Mother Earth is much, much stronger. If she wanted to, she could shake us all off like fleas tomorrow. That's a fact. That can scare you or not, but it's absolutely true. So she is holding space for us as we are holding space for her. And that's why this is an incredibly loving and compassionate form of Reiki that takes all of this into account. So if you are feeling that and you want to come join us in this modality, it does bear the requirement that you are in the UC lineage of Reiki at least a second level practitioner level of practicing, because of what we go into in the energetics and the spiritual authority and the emotional responsibility that goes along with using these and sharing these. There is a master level as well. I attuned some into the master level. So that means that you can take this and teach it. So I have a template for that too. And when you are going to be teaching this as a master level, I have a new time release grid tool for working with the DNA of all of the initiates of the master level, so they can bring in the highest calibration of these energies with making sure their clients don't go into any emotional, physical, spiritual, or mental crisis when sharing this work. So I will leave it there. If you want to join me next week, I will have an announcement this weekend about what time I'm going to go live, and we'll do this again. It'll probably be on Zoom because Facebook has been unreliable for me. So if you all want to join me again, just reach out and make sure, like, hey, Catherine, tag me, because I definitely want to join you. Just let me know in whatever way is best for you. And I hope to see you all again next week. And thank you all. Mwah. I appreciate and love you all. Thank you for being here. Bye-bye.